In today's video I want to do something I've never done before on this channel. Talk about acoustic guitars. And why don't I talk about acoustic guitars more often? The answer is actually pretty simple. As you might have heard, I'm not the best acoustic player. I started playing electric right away, bought a cheap and shitty acoustic guitar in my first year of playing and never really got inspired to learn that part of the job better. I did eventually buy a cheap but decent Yamaha acoustic for songwriting or for when I actually had to do something acoustic, but still I never really leaned into it. And for a long time I didn't really have to, but things change. These days I love to play additional acoustic parts on songs. Also, there is more demand for acoustic shows with my current band nowadays. For a long time I dreaded those shows because I didn't like to play my songs that way. Until I had played an actual good acoustic. During the last acoustic show I did with my band Nighthawker, our bass player let me play his Taylor GS Mini for open tuning songs. And all of a sudden everything became way more fun, and all of it had to do with playing an actual good acoustic guitar. My old Yamaha is kind of hard to play and it doesn't really do anything special in regards of sound. There's nothing that interacts with you that makes it a rewarding or fun experience. And I was also the only one who had to use a microphone because the Yamaha doesn't have a preamp. Thus, I was the only one who couldn't properly hear himself while playing. That finally gave me the kick in the butt to go looking for a good acoustic that suited me. It had been on the bucket list for years, but always lost out to something that seemed more sexy and was easier to throw my money at. I did try other acoustic guitars the past few years, but I didn't really know what I was looking for and I had a hard time spotting a difference between all these acoustics. And the biggest mistake in all of that was that I didn't really take the guitars into a separate testing room. I was just always playing them on the store's floor. Once I actually sat down in a testing room and compared many different acoustics, a whole world opened up to me. Suddenly the differences were very clear, and finally this seemed like something I wanted to invest in. And out of all of them, the one that came out on top for me was the Epiphone J-45. I cannot compare it to the Gibson counterpart because I never played it and it's out of the budget that I would like to spend for an acoustic at this moment, but for me it's already a huge step up. The right acoustic is something totally subjective though. What works for one person is totally different than what works for the other person. For me, the Epiphone J45 had a vintage feel and sound to it, so that was already a plus for me to begin with. It's not overly bassy nor bright, but it has enough of everything and is a pretty good all-rounder. And as a primarily electric guitar player, the shorter scale makes it easier to play and the neck is very comfortable. I've only had this guitar for a few weeks, but I've never played so much acoustic in my life. I pick it up every day, trying to learn new songs and get better at it. So if you recognize yourself in this story, definitely go check out this guitar or something similar in this price range. It makes a big difference in how you view acoustic playing if you at least own a decent one. And this one is great. My luthier was actually surprised how close it was to the Gibson counterpart. But like I said before, the right acoustic is different for everyone. So next week we'll look into Taylor guitars in the same price range, and I will have a special guest to help me along, so make sure you tune in next week. Let me know in the comments how your acoustic journey has been so far. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.